Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your Magic and Miracles reading with me, Melissa Joy, and who? Big Papa, Big Daddy, Saturn, the mover and the shaker, the one of the systems and the breaking down of the systems as well. In my meditation for you ahead of time, you were talking to me about Geminis, and I'm like, what? And you're talking about single to begin again, okay? Because even though it is the two, you come from a singular point of origin, and they need you to know that to return to yourself. Let me see, was there anything else I had? No. So Big Papa is coming along and saying, we've been through this trying time, an extended period of trying time, and is ready to bring in the blessings, the benefits, the rewards, and everything that you have been conceiving and believing and moving towards, whether it was outwardly or inwardly. He knows the secrets of your heart. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you are awake. He's ready to bring it in now. Christmas come early. So in exchange, asking you to give away this, well, it's obvious. I have cards sitting down here. This fear. See this fear? It's causing your hackles to go up, and you're misjudging yourself. You're putting yourself through the ringer. And he's saying to let go of all your expectations, including your expectations of yourself, for yourself. And now it's not in the sense of like goals and things. It's more along the lines of like morals and values. So maybe you've been trying to live self-sacrificially for a long time, like feeding the world around you, but it's come to your own hurt and to your own expense. That's why it's like blood from eternum coming on out, and they're like, look, we need to save you while there's any life left in you. But it's going to show whatever you're asking about, what you're actually afraid of is this ending. But the ending is already occurring. Look, you're right at the the transpiration of it. Okay, and you're going into this, going as softly into the night, because it's the place that you love, into your creative mindset. Can you see that? It's just all this when you get out into the world around you and you try and view yourself through the eyes of maybe bad experiences or past experiences you had, and you're trying to, it was a revelation I got this week instantly. Okay, epiphany. Woohoo! You might want to check out Taurus. It came through in an instant. Is literally like, what was that about? Well, I don't know. Let's just move on from that. But anyways, this incubation of yourself inside is stirring up this fear and this dust of doing and caring for others in a way that it's time to let go of that self-sacrificing. It's time for that season to move on, because it puts everything out of balance. Out of balance, not just for you, but also for them. And it causes us to go into fight or flight. So then we often dig in our heels and we begin to get traction, and we begin to burn the candle at both ends and do away with all of our, talk about our luscious energy, our savings for a rainy day. Okay. Ooh, and now who is this coming to speak to us? Prosperity. Prosperity's making the face like, now you know better. That's what this card is telling me. You know better. Now do better. And that thing is, but somewhere inside of you, there's just still this gripping fear. But I think that's why Big Papa said, get them an encouragement card. Now, this is the intro to what is going on with you here, because I'm wanting to move you into the magic and the miracles, where you begin to see and behold the very thing you've been feeling inside of you underneath the pressure of all of this. You know, where, oh, that's what they were talking about, where we try and do unto others what we would have done to us in those difficult situations. So it's that savior syndrome of pouring forth because we don't want a person to feel alone, abandoned, stranded, rejected, any of that when they're going through their difficult times. So it's become kind of like a homing mechanism and attraction to partnering and codependency with people who are in need. But the thing is, it's showing that that need is not always in balance. It's one that can become greed, and it can take you totally away from who you are, that you have to go into this internal protection mode. And that's contrary to this realization. You're creative. You're at peace with the dark. You're actually at peace with a lot of this. But there's been a lot of self-judgment for that. And you've taken it down to the wire, friend. And Big Papa's here to say, hey, I'm ready for your prosperity to come in. Because do you see that? The yin-yang effect? Because what goes around comes around. And when you allow the blessing to come into your life, it also goes out into the world naturally. It is effortless, meaning without efforting. It is something that happens just as much as your breath. Your inhalation is coming from what the trees didn't need, and your exhalation feeds the trees. It's not something that we're efforting or trying to do, or we're going to and go do that on a dying tree. No, it's that we stay in our space and we stay in our place. Okay, so I keep seeing the pearls light on up. What is at the bottom? Victory. This was coming up in the splits when I was shuffling it. And look, blossoming abundance. There's that 3 again, the creativity, okay? They're saying that when you're trying to hold on to your expectations and do this yourself, you're edging out life. You're edging out spirit. You're edging out the thing that is bigger than us all. And it doesn't have a place to come in. And it needs you to get out of the chair. They're saying, get out my seat. Get out my seat. It's like, put your hackles down, turn around, get out your seat, and let me serve you. Let me love you. Let me prosper you. And this is yourself coming from yourself, right? That retreat and having to go on in, it's gotten things all shuffled around, and they're wanting to get this straightened out. So, all right, good Papa, what was straightening out for our Geminis? Our Geminis that is here. Gabriel's coming to get it straight up. Speaking your mind. Telling the truth. Stop explaining yourself. It is draining. Explaining is draining. Explaining is draining. So you might have had to be teaching, training, coming along. It's a lot of patience because I feel the jaw getting really tight, and it's diminishing your... They're talking about your feeling to liberate. You're feeling at liberty to live the life that is inherently, and you're saying expressly you. Expressly you. You're a superpower. You're naturally a balanced person. I'm not sure if you know that, because Gemini can often suffer a deep, dark internal wound, but they're talking about going into that. Your whole self, you see. Let's see, can you see your whole self there going into the dark? But look at all the stars. All of the cosmic creation is there ready and waiting for you. It doesn't have to be this anymore. And that's why they're saying return to yourself, and the balance comes in. This is you up in the middle of your glory. Up in the middle of your glory. Look at that. They're talking about get a little bit of you time as well. Not a little bit. That's why they want you to release your expectations. You keep giving yourself a little bit of you time. You need way more you time than you are giving yourself credit for. Because a Gemini can have a yearning for a bond. They're often ones that when they start of dating age, as soon as they break up, they're dating somebody else. And they tend to have long-term relationships earlier than a lot of the other signs if you're a Gemini sun. But they're saying you definitely need a lot more you time than you're giving yourself credit for. You need to refill your cup. You drained out and drained out and drained out so much that foundationally it is going and it's eating on your bones, meaning the pain is deep. It's like the leaching and the bleeding out, and then there's nothing left for anyone, including you. No one else is not a benefit. So I said, let me come in, guide you for a minute, and lead the way. And when you get this you time, your creativity is going to cut back on. It's going to power back up. It's like it's been in this defensive mode, this protective mode, because that's why this is happening. You're aware it's diminishing and that there's very little left. You're like, how do I split a breadcrumb? How do I split a breadcrumb to last for a week? See this cloud whispering around you? It's saying, turn around and rest. Enter into sleep, deep sleep. Also meditation. You could do the different states of meditation, like the theta or the delta. Theta is one for ideas. Delta is one for where you get the visions and the creativity. I want to get another card. Do you want me to pull out the top? Yes. Tiger. And then get in alignment. This is you, your will, that as you reset your expectations, as you let go of those self-judgments and you begin to listen to the truth of your soul and your spirit, you're going to catch on right away. And this is Lakshmi in the background. This is divine abundance and prosperity that is in the care and the love of the individual as well as the all. They're saying, leave the balancing act up to us. Leave the balancing act up to us. And anything that ruffles or ripples is something that's already, it's getting struck by the new vibration. It's already not in alignment. So it being struck is an opportunity for harmony to be made around you. And they're saying, let us handle that for you, Gemini. Let us handle that for you. I do want to get you one of these delicious star cards before you go. I love you, Gemini, and I'm so glad you stopped by. Ooh, look at that. And I love it because this Four of Wands is showing up like a Four of Swords. It talks about your healing being complete. This is you being healed. This is you being set right. This is it. It's like there is no losing, right? You're like, I don't have to break the wishbone. I am the wishbone. I do whatever I like. I trust myself. I believe in myself. I don't have to prove myself or defend myself anymore. Yay, Gemini. And I tell you, you might think magic and miracles. That is a miracle for you, Gemini. And it's going to feel like magic when you begin to experience all of this, all of that, all of this. Do you see you? Do you see you? Life is ready to take you on this magical, wonderful adventure that's very personal and intimate. And it speaks to you. That's why having to talk out loud is exhausting, because it's something that comes in through the experience, which doesn't need all the words to describe it. All right. Well, if you like this, consider like, sharing, and subscribing. I'd love to have you do that. Also, you could leave your comments or compliments down below. I'd love to hear about your life and what is going on and provide that support to you. Also, stop back by anytime. I'd love to have you. Bye.